David, see if I get this. Let me see if I understand this correctly. Vegeta's an alien, right?
Yes, he is technically an alien. Yeah, Saiyan.
Okay, all right. So how does this all work again? I'm super confused.
Well, it starts off with a spaceship. The planet Vegeta is actually the name of the planet too, and then he's the.
So he's a planet and a person. Is he like an ego thing happening? Like he's the living embodiment of it?
Kind of, sort of like that.
I don't know.
It's a long lineage.
I don't know. I think I started on Dragon Ball Kai, so I think I missed a lot. So I need to go back.
That's a condensed version of the show. Oh. Hi. Oh my god. All right. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about Jake a little bit. It's actually my first time playing him, I think, in a singles or team match ever. So, but I have no bad words to say about him. I think he's a great player from what I've seen. And I'm just, hey, what's up?
Somebody took my everything away. I'm sorry.
That was like a weird cameo almost.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. Anyway, so
I'm just ready to play.
Yep.
That would be the best promo that's ever happened because, I think Peggy showed up at one point because Peggy's picture was on screen and then David was left by himself. Listen, you're a really good player. You're really good. You've been a champion in this league before in 2 divisions.
And 3 times if you count
3 times. So just go out and play your game. Again, a relaxed Jake is a better playing Jake. So David is playing a hell of a season. I am not putting anything past him, but I think you have what it takes to win tonight. How you feeling?
I'm actually kind of upset and sad, and not in the best mindset. Venom at Debbie Carnage doesn't come out till the 25th of November. So I everyone who doesn't even like the movie can see it before me. So I'm kind of a little upset behind that. No, actually, I like to think that I was from day one a big Ginyu Force fan. David and Payson have done had a phenomenal season and have done amazing, have achieved a lot in their rookie seasons. I've been looking forward to playing either of them in any league. I get to play both of them, one in another league, and I get to play David today. So I'm, no pressure. Marangoni is continuing. I think this is going to be fun. Let's go.
Let there be carnage. Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Multiplex Movie Warzone. We've got a great match today. We've got Jake Marangoni versus David Nishimoto. Jake, a guy who has been here forever, will probably never leave, will be here until he's dead or until Australia finally sinks into the ocean as it should. And then David has been here for a very short amount of time, debuted this season, and actually lost his debut and then made an insane run in through the tournament. And now the two of them are facing off. But first, on the desk with me, we've got Mr. Kirk Kowakowski. How you doing, Kirk?
Well, when Australia sinks into the ocean, Jake will probably be dead from that. So, 6 of one, half does the other. But I'm doing great. I'm excited for this match. It's cool to see a situation like Jake, like the grizzled veteran who's been around and held titles and, it's just a mainstay versus somebody like David who's coming up looking to be that guy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I'm excited for the match. Jake already won. He doesn't get to watch Venom, which is going to be a miserable experience for whoever has to experience it. But we'll see who wins this match now.
Absolutely. So with that being said, we will bring in our competitors and we will get into round number 1. Round number 1 is going to work the way it always does. We are going to ask you 8 different questions in 8 different categories in the realm of general movies. You will have about 15 seconds to write your answer down on your whiteboard. If you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, you don't get a point. At the end of all 8 questions, if you have managed to get all 8 of them correct, you will be issued a bonus question. Reminder to both competitors that you have 3 repeats and a challenge to use throughout the match. Any questions before we get going?
Let's go.
No. Good luck, Jake.
All right. Then with that being said, I will start off by reading you your first question, which will come in the category of action adventure. 13 Hours tells the story of security forces defending a U.S. compound on the anniversary of what event?
Can I get a shit? Is it me?
I can hear you. Do you need a technical repeat?
Yeah, I need a technical repeat. You
Yeah,
just cut off.
Your question once again. 13 Hours tells the story of security forces defending a U.S. compound on the anniversary of what event? You'll get a little bit of extra time because of the nature of cutting out
Technology
the
is
noise of
fun.
everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Jake
The anniversary of 9/11.
and David.
I put September 11th.
Both correct.
All right. Question number 2 comes, it often does, in the category of actors and actresses. What actor has played a vampire, a supervillain, a famous 20th century author, and the owner of a haunted house?
Kirk, if you could be with these 4 things, which one would it be?
I don't know. If I was a famous 20th century author, I'd probably be dead. And if I was a vampire, I'd get to live forever. So.
Repeat. He's a repeat.
Absolutely. That is David's first repeat.
Actors and actresses. What actor has played a vampire, a supervillain, a famous 20th century author, and the owner of a haunted house? Could I be the vampire that haunts my own haunted house? And then write about it? In the
Well, the thing
20th
is, to
century?
haunt something, you kind of have to be like a ghost, and vampires aren't ghosts; they're just glittery. 4, 3,
Splitting hairs now.
2, 1. We'll go to David
Jeffrey Rush.
and Jake.
Is it Terrence Stamp?
Both incorrect. We're looking for Tom Hiddleston. The films being Only Lovers Left Alive, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Midnight in Paris, and Crimson Peak.
What about Midnight in Paris?
That's what it was.
So we get to your next question. No perfect rounds in the category of comedy. In Office Space, David Herman plays a character who shares his name with what famous singer?
Are there any famous Cameron Holtzmans that you know of?
Yeah, there's one. His name is me. It's me. I'm the famous Cameron Holtzman. And that's me being self-centered for a little bit. I'm internet famous, I think, if we get enough views on this video. 5, 4, 3,
We'll get there.
2, 1. Pens down. We go with Jake.
Fun fact: there is an Australian named Paul Oyama.
And David.
Michael Bolton.
Both are correct. I feel like Paul and
He's the one
Oyama
that
are both very
sucks.
common first and last names, though.
All right. Question number 4 comes to category 70s. Oh, this is different. Who plays the title role in 1975's Barry Lyndon?
1975, when I was a wee, not even a thought in a person's head yet.
Neither was
And
I.
you were like, what, 17?
I was close. I was close to being there. Not quite.
5, 4,
I waited a year because it was better.
2, 1. Pens down. We go to David
Ryan O'Neal.
and Jake.
Ryan O'Neal.
Both correct. Halfway through the round as we go to the category of directors. Which 80s crime film was the final film directed by Sergio Leone? Or Leone, however you want me to pronounce his name.
Sergio Leone.
I am
Leone.
not Italian. I am Canadian. We don't have pasta here, just oil. 5.
What's that thing we put on all the crap on the French fries? Is that Italian?
Poutine. 1.
Yeah.
Pens down. That's a French thing. Jake
Once Upon a Time in America.
and David.
Once Upon a Time in America.
Both correct.
All right. Next question comes to the category of thrillers. What is the name of the rapist and ex-prisoner played by Robert Mitchum in 1962's Cape Fear?
But yeah, no. Poutine is like a very Quebec thing. And if there's one thing that's worse than a maritime Canadian, it's a French Canadian. Mark my words. because they're like a Canadian, but they're also like a French person at the same time. 5,
Bad combo.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to David on this one first, I believe.
Yeah, this is wrong. Jack Slater.
And Jake.
I think the original name was Sideshow Bob, but then they changed it to Max Cady.
The thing you wrote on your board is correct. So it's your penultimate question in the category of horror. What is the profession of Mark Wahlberg's character in The Happening?
So, do French Canadian people just kind of like treat people neutral? Because Canadians are very polite and the French are very rude. So, how does that combination work?
Oh, no, well, no, they just apologize a lot more. Because they're more naturally inclined to apologize, they just actually raise the surrender flag even faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to Jake.
You got to be interested in science, Jake, because you know why? Your face is perfect. Teacher.
And David.
Yeah, teacher.
Both correct. Going into the final question.
Final question comes in the category of quotes. Which 90s film ends with John Cusack saying the following line? Maxine, Maxine, I love you, Maxine. Oh, look away, look away, look away.
Yeah, going back to The Happening. I love The Happening.
Oh, no.
I think it's one of the funniest movies ever made for the worst reasons. To the point where one time while hanging out with my friends at my house, I said, hey, do you guys want to watch the funniest movie ever made? And they trusted me, and we watched The Happening and had actually a very fun time. 5, 4,
What? No.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to David.
Being John Malkovich.
And Jake.
Being John Malkovich.
Both correct. So at the end of round 1, I have Jake at 7, David at 6. Is that what you have, Kirk?
That is the score I have on my board.
All right, so the score is 7-6 for Jake as we get into round number 2. Round number 2 is the wheel round. We are going to bring up the lovely wheel from wheeltheside.com. Our wheel has 8 different categories on it, as well as spinners and opponent's choice. Our competitor in the lead, in this case Jake, will get to choose whether he would like to spin first or defer. Whichever player spins, if they like what they get on the first spin, they can keep it, or they spin again unless they land on opponent's choice. Whatever category they end up with, they will get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. But they can go to multiple choice to make it worth 1 point. And as well, stealing is available. So if you miss a question, your opponent can get some points if they know the answer. With that being said, your categories on the wheel today are David's strengths of post-1990 American football movies and pre-2010 Sandra Bullock. Jake's strengths of Madonna and Marvel, as well as animation, horror, coming-of-age/teen, classics, and then, of course, spinners and opponent's choice. So we will bring in Mr. Cody Newberry. Would you like to spin first or defer?
How you feeling?
I feel good, but I'd still say let's go second.
Let's go second.
All right, spinning seconds. We'll say goodbye to Cody and bring in Bill for the first
Actually,
spin.
me this time. So all technical difficulties have been.
Bill, and you land by the narrowest of margins on pre-2010 Sandra Bullock. Would you like to keep that?
What are you thinking there, bud?
Yeah, I want to take it. This is my
You
strength.
want to take it?
Yeah. I want to
All
hear
right.
these questions.
Get it like a donkey eating a waffle. You got this.
There you
Do
go.
it.
Exactly.
I don't want to know what that means from Bill, but alas, pre-2010 Sandra Bullock. I will give David his questions in this category because I just watched a bunch of these for no particular reason. So your first question, David. In what city is the pageant being held in Miss Congeniality?
What city? San Antonio.
That is correct for 2 points. In what film does Bullock appear alongside James Garner and Ashley Judd?
Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
That is correct for 2 points. When Spartan is released in the future, he discovers a desire for what hobby has been implanted in him in Demolition Man?
Knitting.
That is correct for 2 points. Who plays Ben's best man, Alan, in Forces of Nature?
Steve Zahn.
That is correct for 2 points and is a terrible film.
Yeah, it's
Your
pretty-
final question. In 2 weeks' notice, Lucy gives George her 2-week notice after he disrupts her at what type of event to ask for fashion advice?
A wedding.
That is correct for 2 points and a clean sweep of the category. So now I have David at 16, Jake at 7. Is that what you have, Kirk?
That is what I have.
All right, so we'll bring the wheel back up. We will bring in Cody.
That
for
is a
Jake's
Sandra Bullock expert right there.
first spin at the wheel, and you land on the category of classics. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
All right. Yeah, we're gonna spin again, right, Cody?
Spin it.
All right, spinning
See
again.
what
Whatever
happens.
you land on, you are stuck with. And you're going to land on the category of horror.
Okay.
Horror
Take it slow.
film.
You got it.
All right, Kirk, I will have you give Jake his questions in horror as I read David his questions in the other thing.
Sounds good. In the category of horror, Jake, in It Chapter 2, which member of the Losers Club chooses to take his own life instead of returning to face Pennywise?
I'll take multiple.
Is it A, Richie, B, Ben, C, Mike, or D, Stan?
D, Stan.
That is correct for 1 point. Question number 2. In An American Werewolf in London, after going on his first rampage as a werewolf, David regains consciousness as a human in what kind of location?
I'll take multiple choice, please.
A, hospital, B, zoo, C, cornfield, D, bar.
I'll say hospital.
That is incorrect. David, for the 1 point steal, your options are A, hospital, B, zoo, C, cornfield, D, bar.
A zoo?
That is correct for 1 point. Jake, your third question. In what 21st century horror film will you find a villainous rock band called Low Shoulder?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Green Room, B, Jennifer's Body, C, House of a Thousand Corpses, or D, The Neon Demon?
Jennifer's Body.
That is correct for 1 point.
Still need to say.
And your final question. Who directed 1963's The Haunting?
That's not his final question. It's his fourth question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Fourth question. Who directed 1963's The Haunting?
Robert Wise.
That is correct for 2 points. And now your final question. Who plays Farmer Frank Miller in The Dead Don't Die?
Oh, shit.
Five, 4, 3.
I was repeat.
All right. That's your first repeat, Jake. Who plays Farmer Frank Miller in The Dead Don't Die?
You know what? You got to take chances. Tom Waits.
Uh,
That is incorrect. David, for the 2 point steal.
I have no idea. Who would be that one?
5, 4, 3,
Adam Driver.
2.
That is also incorrect. Correct answer
Buscemi.
is Steve Buscemi.
Yeah. Fuck me.
So at the end of round 2, I have David at 17, Jake at 11. Is that what you have, Kirk?
That is also what I have.
All right. So we are going to get into round number 3. Round number 3, as always, is our pick your poison round. Our competitors are going to get to choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4-point questions. The categories that they can choose from today are Oscars, sports, biopics, actors and actresses, crime, animated, romance, and the 1990s. So we will let them pick what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we will be right back. All right, we are back. Our competitors have the chance to choose what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4-point questions. Jake has chosen his 1 in actors and actresses, his 2 in crime, his 3 in Oscars, and his 4 in animation, whereas David has chosen his 1 in the 1990s, his 2 in actors and actresses, his 3 in sports, and his 4 in Oscars. We will start with Jake as he is behind, and he will answer questions until either he has caught up or been mathematically eliminated. I will be giving Jake his questions because Kirk gave you them in round number 2. So, Jake, your 1-point question in the category of actors and actresses. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, your question. What actor originated the role of Inspector Jacques Clouseau in the Pink Panther franchise?
Peter Sellers.
That is correct for 1 point. Now we go to crime for your 2. Who plays crew member Buddy in Baby Driver?
John Hamm.
That is correct for 2 points. I was very worried that I would have to move my body to block the poster, but it wasn't visible enough. But we will be sticking with you for your 3-point question. If you hit this, you will tie David and force him to answer at least 1 question. Your 3-point question in the category of Oscars. The Towering Inferno, High Noon, and Going My Way have all won what Oscar? Five, 4, 3,
Best original song.
1. That is correct
God
for 3
damn it.
points and a tie
Knew
game.
Didn't want to take it. That's it.
All right, that takes us over to David for his first question. 1 point in the 1990s. David, for 1 point. Matt Damon plays a reformed gambler who must return to big stakes poker in what film?
Rounders.
That is correct for 1 point.
All right, so we go back to Jake for his 4-pointer in animation. If he hits this, it will be sent back to David. If not, David will win. Jake, your 4-pointer in animation. Reminder, you still have 2 repeats left if you would like them.
Yeah.
You will find villains known as the Blue Meanies who turn their enemies to stone in what classic animated film?
Glad I listened to a podcast about this. Yellow Submarine.
That is correct for 4 big points and the lead.
Oh, fuck. All right, great.
All right, that takes us back over to David. David for 2 points in the category of actors and actresses. Who plays Stifler in the American Pie franchise?
Sean William Scott.
That is correct for 2 points.
So here is the situation. If David hits either his 3 or his 4, he will win. If not, then Jake will be victorious.
And he has 2 repeats?
He has 2 repeats left.
All right, David, for 3 points. How does Bethany lose her arm in Soul Surfer?
A general answer is okay? Or a shark bites her arm. Final answer.
And your winner, David Nishimoto, shark bites her arm off is the correct answer.
Great game,
A
David.
fantastic match from both competitors. We are going to get into post-match interviews, starting with our unfortunate second place finisher, Jake. We will bring in Cody, who is having some kind of reaction.
Fucking helicopter, submarine attack, and Soul Surfer. What else could have made her lose her arm, you jackasses? This is not a fault. It was whatever. He was probably going to win. It was a strength versus that, but that's a 3-point hell. Heaven. What else could it be? Caught in a propeller? This is that was just funny. That was a humor way to end the match. I love it. Thank you so much for that. He got a strength. You got horror, and
That's what it was.
it wasn't. And who knew how much somebody loved Sandra Bullock to know what the exact city is that MISCELLANEOUS takes place. And by the way, David, like, I know you're a really good player, but can you stop doing one thing every time? Ooh, and then pulling it, like, it, just say it, please. Like, you just say it. Like, we get it. You're really good at this game. But that was my favorite part of Warzone my entire life is Soul Surfer. How do they lose the arm? That's just, I love it. But how are you feeling, Jake? I know it's a loss of my brain.
I could have done worse. I could have done much worse. I do think that 3-pointer was a little just.
This is not a shout out to writers.
I don't want to shout out. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to criticize
writers.
writers. That's just a 3-point where I'm just like, yeah, that's just I don't know how, but that's fine. Dave was probably going to win anyway with sports.
Yeah,
I feel actually kind of like great that I went 10 for 10 in round 3. I've never actually done that before, and it was finally good to get a 4-pointer because it's been over a year since I've gotten the 4-pointer. I just wish that round 2 just went a little bit more my way. I would have, I put a lot of effort into my 2 strengths, obviously, and I've been really busy this last couple of weeks. I don't want to make any excuses, but it's been tough. I was hoping that David wouldn't have as good as a round 1. Continue a pattern I've seen of his previous matches, but he played great. It just came down to round 2, really. I think David is a fantastic player. This is kind of like passing the torch, old dog to the new dog. But I kind of wish that some things were a little bit different. But hats off, David. You played great. Honestly, you deserve this win, and I look forward to your next match.
Absolutely. Do you have anyone you want to face when you come back?
I think I'm going to take a bit of a break. We'll still talk about things. Warzone is a lot for me, so we'll see how next season goes into if I want to keep playing. But I think I'm just going to take a much anticipated break.
We'll challenge somebody in a Soul Surfer Iron Man match.
All right. We'll say goodbye to Jake and Cody. We'll bring in Bill and David. Guys, it was a great match. David.
I love the writers. I just say I love your 3-pointers. I just want to be on the record to say that. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Speaking of people loving other people, David, Sandra Bullock.
Well, I picked that character mainly for MISCELLANEOUS, Demolition Man, Speed, but thank God one of them is in it. 2 of them was in there, actually. But yeah, it was round 2 was definitely the deciding round for this game. Round 1, he had me by 1 point. We were like neck and neck. Yeah, round 3, that was the first time I tried to use that strategy by picking a 4-pointer that wasn't really my main strength, but panned out pretty good. So, Jake, great. You're a great player. It was an honor to play you. Hope we meet again.
Yeah, absolutely. So now moving forward, you go on to a match that I don't know all the details of because I'm bad at my job. So thoughts about the random people you could end up playing that I can't name?
Always excited to play for a championship. Whoever it is, I'll be ready.
Boatman, you're doing a great job. You're fantastic. I love you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We'll say goodbye to David and to Bill. Kirk, final thoughts on this match before we get out of here.
Yeah, it was a great match. And yeah, it came down to round 2. You get a strength and you welt enough, and then I know Jake's a horror guy, but that's a broad category. So you never know what you're going to get. It kind of sunk him. He did great in round 3, came back and made it a match, but it is what it is. Whatever he decides to do, I'm sure in the future we're going to see him have a lot more success. And but now it's David's time. He's had a great, capping off a great season here. We'll see what he does next.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, this has been another episode of Multiplex Movie Warzone. I've been Cameron Holzman. That's Kirk Kolakowski. And on behalf of Cody, Jake, Bill, and David, thank you all for watching.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Bye-bye.